Hello students, let's today discuss about formal languages. But what is a formal language first of all? So this formal languages consist of the words that are formed from the alphabets and on the basis of some set of rules. Whatever words are formed that are formed on the basis of some set of rules. Okay, so that constitutes up to the formal language, and these formal languages are used in maths, computer science and linguistic papers. Let's discuss some of the basic terminologies. So first is alphabet, which is represented by sigma. So what is an alphabet? It is a non-empty set of symbols. It is going to contain symbols. Say for example 0 and 1, or if I say A and B. Okay, so those are the alphabets. When I say string, it is the finite sequence of symbols. So whatever the sequence are there in alphabet, using those I am going to make some words. Okay, so if I say my sigma is 0, 1, then 0, 1, 0, 1, 1 is a string, or you can say 1, 0, 0 is a string or a word. What is an empty string? It is represented by epsilon. It means zero occurrence of symbols. It means no symbols are there. So that is an empty string. Length of a string W, mod of W. So it is the number of positions of symbols. How many symbols you are having in a word. So epsilon is having no symbol in it, as it is having zero occurrences. We saw it earlier. So the length is 0. If I talk about the length of 0, 1, 0, 1, so as I can count 1, 2, 3, 4. So the length is 4. What do we mean by power of an alphabet? It is a set of strings of length k, each of which and whose symbol is in sigma. So whatever the length will be there till length k, we can consider in the power of an alphabet. Say let's look at an example. If sigma is equal to A, B, C, if these are my 3 alphabets, then sigma raised to 1, say it is going to contain the words with length 1. If I say sigma raised to 2, it means it is going to contain the strings of length 2. So the possible combinations can be AA, BB, CC, AB, AC, BA, BC, CA, CB. E3 is equal to say strings with length 3. So that is what is called as power of alphabet. Sigma raised to k. If I say sigma star, it means set of all the strings over an alphabet sigma. So sigma star is equal to say sigma raised to 0, that is an empty string, union sigma raised to 1, union sigma raised to 2, and so on. So sigma raised to 0 is epsilon and strings of length 1, strings of length 2, and so on. And when I say sigma raised to plus, it means that I am excluding epsilon over here. I am excluding epsilon and I can consider the strings with length 1 and continued. Let's look at a definition of a grammar. We have a definition for grammar. Okay, so here we have 4 tuples, that is Vn, sigma, p and s. So what Vn means? Vn means variables, that is finite non-empty set of elements. Those we will be calling as variables. Sigma are the terminals. P is the production rule. Here the elements are going to look in this format. Alpha changes to beta. Okay, and S is belonging to our variable, which is a start symbol. This S is going to belong to the variable, which is a start symbol. Now in the production rule, we are going to have elements like alpha changes to beta. So this alpha and beta are the strings. They are the strings on what? Variable union sigma. Combination of variables and terminals will be the string alpha and beta. And when I say intersection between the variable and the terminal, variable and terminal ka intersection is null. There is nothing in common between the variable and the terminal. Let's look at an example. If say G is my grammar Okay, and G grammar is given by 4 tuple. G is going to contain 4 tuple, that is a variable, the terminal, the production rules, and the start symbol. And I have to find the language L of G. So these are the 4 tuples that I have for a grammar. This is the variable, this is the terminal, these are the production rules, and this is the start symbol. So as I can see, the variable is S, the sigma or the terminal is 0 1. This is my production rule, like S changes to 0 S1. As you can see, it is a combination of both variable and terminals. You have it in the production rules. And then this is the start symbol from which I need to start. So how the solution goes, I have to find the language generated by the grammar. Language generated by grammar means I have to find the words which will be constructed or derived using this grammar. So let's start with S. S changes to 0 S1. Okay, so S can be replaced by, again S can be replaced by 0 S1. So I put 0 S1, and again at the place of this S I can put 0 S1. So whatever I am making the substitutions, I will be writing here because of this production rule. Because of the production rule, S changes to 0 S1. That way you can go on making the transformations. And S also changes to empty. So I can just put this S as empty now. So it is going to be 0 0 0 empty 1 1 1. So that means it is 0 0 0 1 1 1. So this is what I am getting. And when I see closely and say I can put empty at this point also, so I would get 0 1. I can, if I try to put empty at this point, I am going to get 0 0 1 1. So as I can see, I have 1 0 1 1, 2 0 2 1, 3 0 3 1. So it means that I am getting the pattern 0 raised to n followed by 1 raised to n. Whatever the number of zeros are there, they are followed by the same number of ones. So this is the kind of words that are going to belong to my language L of G. So that was all about the grammar part. In the next video, we are going to see the Chomsky classification of languages. Thank you all. Keep watching, keep supporting.
Thank you guys for watching the video. Hope you would have understood it. Then please click on the like button, share it with your friends, and if you have not subscribed my channel, then do subscribe the channel and press the bell button for the latest notifications.